Hi, I'm Jamie Tolbert, a realtor here on the west side of Los Angeles. Every month, I break down what's actually happening in our local housing market so you don't have to rely on national headlines. Today, we're looking at July's market across Culver City, Playa Vista, Marina del Rey, Venice, and Santa Monica. If you're thinking about buying or selling, or just wondering where the market is headed, here's what stood out to me this month. If there's one thing I want you to remember from this month's update, it's this: there isn't just one West Side real estate market anymore. Every neighborhood is behaving a little differently. And something else that's really important, the single family home market and the condo market are telling different stories too. If you're only looking at one property type, you're only seeing part of the picture. That's why local market data matters so much. Let's start with Culver City. This was one of the strongest markets I saw in July. Single family home sales doubled from 12 in June to 24 in July, while the median sold price stayed remarkably consistent at or around 1.8 million. At the same time, there were 12 condo sales with a median sold price of about 646,000. So whether buyers were shopping for a detached home or condo, there was healthy activity across both segments. To me, Culver City continues to be one of the strongest and most balanced markets on the west side. Now let's look at Playa Vista. If you only looked at the single family market, you'd think almost nothing happened because only 3 homes sold in July. But Playa Vista isn't really a single family market. It's largely a condo and townhome community. There are 10 condo sales in July with a median sold price of just over $1 million. That's why understanding the type of housing in each neighborhood is just as important as looking at the sales numbers themselves. Marina del Rey tells a similar story. There were only 6 single-family home sales during July, but there were 15 condo sales with a median sold price of about 1.1 million. So when someone asks me how the marina market is doing, I don't just look at detached homes. I look at the overall housing market because that's where most buyers are actually shopping. Santa Monica may have had the busiest overall market of the neighborhoods I reviewed. There were 34 condo sales in July compared with approximately 18 single family home sales. That's a great reminder that many buyers in Santa Monica are choosing condos and townhomes because of the lifestyle, location, and price point. If we ignored the condo market, we'd miss a huge part of what's happening there. Venice continues to have a unique mix of luxury homes and higher end condos. Single family home sales were relatively steady compared to June, although homes generally took a little bit longer to sell. On the condo side, there were only 2 closed sales in July, both were around the 1.9 million price point. With numbers that small, 1 or 2 sales can make a big difference. So I always look at longer term trends before drawing conclusions. So, what does all of this mean if you're buying? First, don't assume every neighborhood is equally competitive, and don't assume every property type is either. Buying a condo in Marina del Rey is a completely different experience than buying a single family home in Culver City. The best strategy depends on where you're buying and what you're buying. That's why local knowledge really matters. If you're selling, today's buyers are incredibly informed. They're comparing your home with everything else that's available in your neighborhood and within your price range. The homes that are priced well, presented well, and marketed well are still attracting serious buyers, but buyers are also taking their time. So, pricing your home correctly from the beginning is more important than ever. So, what's my biggest takeaway from July? The West Side housing market is still active. It's just becoming much more neighborhood specific and more property type specific. That's why broad national headlines rarely tell the full story. If you're thinking about buying or selling in Culver City, Playa Vista, Marina del Rey, Venice, Santa Monica, or anywhere on the west side, I'd be happy to help you understand what these numbers mean for your specific goals. If you found this update helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed. I'll be posting a new Westside housing market update every month along with practical tips for buyers and sellers. And if there's a question you'd like me to answer in a future video, leave it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.